Hello, hello. Welcome back. It's Professor Gray here with you, and this is our final video lecture of the semester. You've made it through. Congratulations. You made it all the way to week 14. You've done well. Judging by last week's timing reports, it seems that pretty much everyone, almost everyone, is getting the work done within the amount of time I recommended. This is a really good sign that you're adjusting your reading for the academic style of TOEFL. If you're getting it done, answering the questions, answering hopefully all or most of them right, then you're doing very well. And congratulations. But of course, this is just the first step. I'm hoping that after our course, many of you will continue to study TOEFL. Maybe take a course in it, do some self-study. Some of you I know are planning to take a TOEFL test in the future. And I sincerely hope that what you have learned has put you on the path towards better understanding of TOEFL. And also, of course, English. We've learned a lot of academic English during our semester. Our final exams are next week. The final exam is next week. As I told you a few times, it'll be both reading and listening. We will conduct it here at the university. We will take all the safety precautions. So I'll see everybody next week. If there's any trouble with your timing or with getting here, send me an email and let me know. Please, this week, you must let me know. Otherwise, I will look forward to seeing all of you next week here. Finally, get to see you at the school. The exam will focus on, it'll be comprehensive. It'll have questions from all the sections of reading and listening. One of each, one passage in reading and one listening passage will be from the book that we've already studied, and the rest will be new. Your final grades will be put online, and you can check them in a few weeks. Then if you have questions, of course, you can email me and ask me anytime during the winter. Let's get to work. Decisions, page 108. This was the homework. Let's go over this together now. Number one, the theoretical decision-making process. Now, this is an inference question. It can be inferred that it requires the contemplation of numerous options, right? It says selecting one option, first sentence here, the process of selecting one option from among a group for implementation. Implementation means using. So you have a group, you have numerous options. You choose one from that group. Number two, in conjunction with means going together or along with. A does not mean connected to. Okay, in conjunction with something means together with something, along with something. Okay, connected to in a different concept, you can use connection. Conjunction can mean connection. Remember, this is vocabulary in context. The key is not, this is an example of not a word, but an expression that has different meanings, and you need to find the meaning in this context. In conjunction with, together with, along with. Number three, well, what does it say? From 4B, it says, in this theoretical model, the members of the decision unit react to an unidentified problem by studying the problem, A, evaluation of the problem, determining the objectives of the organization, B, focus on objectives, C, formulating options, C, generation of options. Generate means to create or formulate. Formulate, generate, create, come up with options. And then, so A, yes, B, yes, C, yes, D, no. D is the answer. Open-ended discussions, it doesn't mention that, but that probably would be wrong anyway. Here we're focusing on one issue, one problem. That's not open-ended. An open-ended discussion means you can talk about anything. No, here you don't want to just discuss anything. You want to focus on this one issue. So D is wrong, but it's also not mentioned. So anyway, number 3 is D. Number 4, the key word here is additionally. Also, and. One more thing, and this comes at the end, D. D. When you see additionally, thus, therefore, it's almost always the last option, comes at the end, and often at the end of a paragraph, as it does here. Number 4 is D. Next paragraph. During recent years, decision-making has been studied systematically by pulling, right? Draw means pull, taking from diverse areas as psychology, sociology, Analyses of decisions often emphasize one of 3 principal conceptual perspectives, ideas or theories. A conceptual perspective is a theory, a way of seeing or thinking about something. Though often the approach that is actually employed is somewhat eclectic. Eclectic means like a variety of something, or see a mix of something. A couple of you asked me about this in your emails, very good questions. We use this a lot to talk about artistic tastes. You have an eclectic taste in music. You like everything from country to classical to hip hop, many different types of music, or mixed types. Not mixing them together, but liking many different types. Eclectic taste in painting or movies. You might like many different types of movies. Now notice here, this is another example of a 2-paragraph introduction. The first paragraph talks about the topic, decisions. What is a decision? How are they made? What is the process? It's giving you background. It's giving you kind of an explanation. It's giving you a definition of decisions and decision making. Then paragraph 2 continues this introduction, and it hits us with the thesis statement. Where? Right at the end of the introduction, right where it belongs. Analyses often emphasize one of 3 key theories. There's your bridge. That connects you to the rest of the essay, right there. Okay, we've talked about this all semester. Here's a good example of it. By now, I hope you're recognizing this. This is what makes you become a better academic reader. So what's coming? Here are the 3 different theories, different conceptual perspectives. Then it mentions that often it's not exactly one, it might be a mix of 2 or 3 of them. But anyway, here are the 3. This essay is going to now focus on these 3 key points, these 3 theories. Number 6 is, well, let's look at paragraph 3. In the oldest decision makers, 3 approaches. What is an approach? See how that connects? An approach is an idea, a theory, a conceptual perspective. So in the oldest of these conceptual perspectives, connection to the bridge, the rational actor, clear objectives in mind, develops reasonable, very systematic. Here's the problem. Okay, here's how we approach it. Here are some solutions. Let's talk about this. Boom, 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 boom. And then we look at them all and we make a decision. So B, it is not random. This is very systematic. A rational actor behaves in a very rational or systematic or sort of a planned way. Here is how we go about solving the problem, making the decision. This is not random. It's the opposite. So random is wrong, so therefore B is right, because least likely to. Okay, deal with the threat, ponder various options, consider advantages, disadvantages. Ponder means consider. They mean the same thing. That's the rational actor does exactly A, C, and D. Number 7, it, the best option. B, implement it, use the best option fully. Number 8, here it's just a satisfier is not the same as a rational actor. It's a variant of a rational actor. So A, it's showing different. Why is a satisfier different from a rational actor? Well, the satisfier just looks at options until he or she finds a good one and then stops. The rational actor looks at all of them and then decides which one is best, analyzes them, and so on. The satisfier, option 1, no. Option 2, no. Option 3, yeah, that's pretty good. Done. Option 3. Okay? Similar, but not the same. And how is it different? This sentence explains the difference. It's showing how they use a contrast or a contrasting behavior, a different way of going about the solution. A. Number 9, paragraph 4, to place is to give, set, or put an emphasis on. B, number 9 is B, put or place the emphasis on. Routines, impact of routines. Now, it demonstrates how organizational structures like a team or a company, whatever, and routines such as standard operating procedures tend to limit the decision-making. Key word, limit. In a variety of ways, perhaps by restricting. Limit, restrict. Okay, synonyms here. The information available to the decision unit by restricting, limiting the breadth, the breadth of options, the range of options among which the decision unit may choose, or by inhibiting, again, restricting, limiting, inhibiting the ability of the organization to implement the decision quickly and effectively. One of the things that I've talked about again and again is to notice the synonyms. These are so important in academic reading, right? Clearly, when you see 3 synonyms in one sentence, this is a main point. Limit, restrict, inhibit, and what's another word? A, constrain. Okay, there's your clue right there. Okay, all these synonyms mean it's a really important point. Look for that point in the answer, and there it is. Okay, all those connect together. The routines limit, they restrict, they inhibit, and they constrain the final choice, the final decision. Number 11, dynamics is how things interact, how people or teams interact. And number 12, C, no one is completely satisfied. Here, the dynamics. So if you have a big team, you might have groups or factions within the team that sort of agree with each other, but disagree against each other. So, for example, Group A, they think decision 1 is the best decision. They don't like, they think option 1 is the best option. Option 2 is terrible. Option 3 is okay. Maybe our second choice. Team B, option 1 is terrible. Option 2 is excellent. Option 3 is okay. So what do? We compromise. We choose option 3. Team A likes option 1 and is okay with option 3. Team B likes option 2 but is okay with option 3. We choose option 3. Everybody is okay. Nobody is completely satisfied, but the team can compromise and work together and implement this option. Finally, again, that's 12, answer C. The passage, number 13, this passage presents different models for analyzing the process of decision making. Well, you know, this is a classic TOEFL question, and if you've learned how to approach academic reading, it should be fairly easy. What are the approaches? Well, what are these different models? What does the bridge say? Analyses of decisions often emphasize one of 3. And what are the 3? Paragraph 3, rational actor. Paragraph 4, impact of routines. Paragraph 5, internal dynamics of the team or the group. Okay? Paragraph 3, the rational actor, answer 6. How well a decision maker has analyzed a problem and possible solutions to achieve the optimal or the best solution. Number 6, paragraph 3, there's 1. Paragraph 4, the impacts of routines. Number 2. One model looks at how organizational structure and procedures, the routines, standard operating procedures, and so on, rules within the group, influence a decision and how much a decision has been limited. Limited, restricted, constrained. There's that key word again. Number 2. So number 6, number 2, and paragraph 5 is number 3. One model looks at how much the decision-making process has been manipulated and limited by factions, different groups, different teams within the organization. Those are factions. All right. Number 6, number 2, and number 3. Paragraph 3, 4, and 5. Following exactly the structure of the essay, following the bridge that sort of introduces the structure and the key points, we can answer this. You can do these. They're not as hard as you think. I hope you did well. I hope you got them. If there's any questions or problems, please let me know in your email. Remember at the beginning of our semester, we took that pre-test on aggression, I think it was, and you know, I said, okay, here's a test. It's tough. I'm throwing a TOEFL actual reading passage and test at you, but don't worry, it's just for practice and experience. Then after we did it, I said, I don't need to know your score, but remember your score and what? Remember your feeling. How did you feel? Was it complicated? Was it confusing? Did it take too long? Did you not understand the questions? And I said, remember that feeling. Not just your score, but your overall, how the whole overall pre-test went for you. Then compare it to now. And we're going to do our post-test now on starting on page 112, but really use page 113, aquatic schools. Same thing. You're going to do this now, here at your home. You're going to read the passage and answer 20 questions, 20, on page 114, 115, 116. Then you're going to stop. Try to finish it in 30 minutes or less, okay? 30 minutes or less. Then come back, and I'll go over it with you. And then you're going to compare how, not just your score, but how your time, your feeling, your understanding, your confidence, your knowledge of TOEFL, your English, okay? Good luck, everyone. Go ahead. Aquatic schools, 30 minutes or less, then come back. All right. Let's see how we did here. Number 1, the most highly disciplined military unit on parade. We've all seen videos of soldiers marching perfectly, exactly together in step. When you read that, you get a video in your mind. You get this video of soldiers marching, right? So why does the author say that? See, to create a mental image. That video is a mental image in your mind of how perfect fish can move together in a school. Aqua, by the way, means water. It comes from Latin. We have words like aquarium or Aquarius. If you were born in late January, early February, your sign is Aquarius, the water carrier. Okay, aquatic schools is ocean or water schools of fish. A group of fish swimming together is called a school. Number 2, hordes, B, masses. Now, some move in synchronized hordes. Synchronized means all together. So all together as one. Hordes, large numbers of fish all together, synchronized as one. Not patterns. The patterns aren't synchronized. It's the fish inside the pattern that are synchronized. Those masses of fish, those hordes of fish together are synchronized, not the shapes they make. B. Number 3, D, it is not fully understood. Though this behavior is quite a regular, familiar phenomenon, there is much that is not completely known about it. This is a key point. This is the bridge. This is the thesis statement. What is the main point here? We don't know many things about schooling. D, specifically, particularly the function it serves and the mechanisms fish use to make it happen. There's your bridge. Function. The function means the purpose. Why? Why do they do it? And the mechanisms. How? How is it done? Why is it done? How is it done? There's your bridge. Those are your 2 key points. Okay? The function is the reason, the purpose, and the mechanisms are the manner or how they do it. Number 4, large older fish. A, it mentions smaller fish are more often school and younger fish. Smaller and younger are the most common, so the least likely would be large older fish. A. Number 5, B, forms, geometric forms. Okay, some move in synchronized hordes, large masses. Others move in starkly geometric forms or shapes. There's your connection. These forms, these forms may take the shape of wedges, triangles, spheres, or ovals. Okay, number 6 is B, the behavior. Okay, it, not known about it. Much is not fully understood about it, about the behavior. 6 is B. Now we're going on to the paragraph 2 and 3, following the bridge. How do they do it? Why do they do it, and how do they do it? Well, numerous hypotheses have been proposed and tested concerning the purpose. Okay, the function, why? The purpose, why? See the connection. The connection to the bridge, function and purpose. Schooling certainly promotes the survival, okay, enhances the survival of the species, but questions arise, questions come up as to the way the schooling enables fish to have a better chance of surviving, enables them, gives them the chance to survive. Certainly the fact that fish congregate, remember animal congregation, coming together as a group, here a school, helps to make sure their survival because schooling provides numerous types of protection, many different types of protection. Number 7 is C. Many different types, various ways. Various, numerous, many different ways. 7D. There's the connecting word. With these questions, there's always a connection. There's always like a synonym that connects to the main passage. One form of protection comes from the sheer numbers in the school. Sheer absolute numbers. The large numbers, C, 8, multitude. Sheer numbers, absolute numbers, huge numbers, multitude of fish. Yeah, if a big fish wants to eat a little fish, done. If a big fish wants to eat 2 little fish, done. But if a big fish wants to eat 100 little fish, impossible, too many. Can't eat them all. They might eat 10, I don't know, 20, who knows? But almost all of them will swim off and be safe. They're safe because of their sheer numbers, their multitude. Another is the coloration. The coloration, number 9 is A. This I've just basically explained, number 9A. Number 10 is C. Now here we have the color. So a lot of these little fish are very colorful and they have stripes and patterns and they're shiny and that makes it confusing for the big fish, right? If you have all these shapes and colors swimming around you, you get confused. You'll still eat a couple, but you won't eat them all. Imagine walking into a room with a mirror, right? You look in the mirror, you see yourself. That's not confusing. That's no problem. One mirror. But imagine now walking into a room with 1,000 mirrors in all different angles and shapes and directions. Very confusing, right? You see mirrors everywhere. It's like, oh my gosh, where am I going? This is what the little fish do. This is the effect. All these colors and shapes and patterns confuse the big fish so that many of them will swim away to safety. They won't be eaten. Now, number 10 is C. Number 11, minute, tiny, mini, remember? Mini, miniature, minuscule, mini, the car, mini, tiny, small. And number 12, D. So these organs are in the pores, in the little holes inside the skin. And they work almost like what we call a level, something you use to judge if a surface is level. And inside the level, there's liquid. And you look, and if the liquid is balanced, that means everything is balanced, everything is flat. But if the liquid is on one side or the other side, it's not flat, it's not balanced. Well, these pores, these lateral line organs, have a similar function. They can feel big changes in water pressure. So, you know, I've told you that I love to go scuba diving, and I used to test this when I went scuba diving. I would slowly float up to a school of fish, and they're just so beautiful. They'd all be, you know, aligned together perfectly, and I would be careful not to bother them, and they would kind of, you know, they'd be sitting there looking around, always looking for danger. Maybe they saw me, I don't know, but they didn't move. And then I would just move my hand like this, and that would create pressure, a change in the water. Instantly, they noticed that, and they swam off, but perfectly together, right? Fish lined up perfectly in a perfect, you know, shape, just off they went. They felt that slight pressure change, but from a very large fish, me, and they thought, uh-oh, here's a big whale or here's a big shark coming to eat us. And the way they swam off perfectly was just beautiful. It was amazing. And that is how their lateral line organs work. They feel that change in the water and they go, uh-oh, big fish, let's get out of here. And away they go. Mother Nature is the most amazing thing. Number 13, paragraph 3, it is also unclear. Okay, so classic example of, you know, connection. Look at paragraph 2. Talking about the purpose. Why do they swim in schools? Remember the bridge? There is much that is not completely known. If something is not completely known, it is unclear. We're not sure about it. First thing we're not sure about is why. Why do they do it? What's the purpose? And the second one is, how do they do it? It is also unclear how. See how this connects paragraph 3 to the bridge and also connects paragraph 3 to paragraph 2. Very good writing. Number 13 is C. The second issue, the mechanism, how they do it. Number 14 is C. Not all fish use sight. No, they can school together in dark water. So they're not relying only on their eyes. They have other ways of staying together in a school besides sight. C. It does, actually, if you look at 16C, many experiments indicate that more than sight is involved, not only sight. C. Number 15, murky, A, cloudy, okay, can't see well. Warm, clear, and deep doesn't mean you can't see well. Cloudy means you can't see well, kind of like foggy. When it's foggy, you don't see clearly. Number 16, here it's A. Okay, actually, it is also unclear, begins the paragraph well, but this is even better. The purpose of schooling behavior is not the only aspect of schooling that is not fully understood. Perfect topic sentence for paragraph 3. See how it connects to the bridge? It's not the only aspect that is not fully understood. Perfect connection to the bridge and perfect connection to paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 talked about the purpose and how we don't fully understand it. Now, paragraph 3, it's not only the purpose that's not fully understood, it is also unclear how they do it. Well, they use cite and then something else. Okay? Number 16A, perfect connection to the bridge, perfect topic sentence. 17 is B, okay? Not C. If you answered C, that's wrong. It is not about swimming in water. It's about swimming in the schools in the water. That's the key difference between B and C. B says to stay in the school, stay together. That's the main point. Okay? Yes, swimming in water, but not just swimming. Swimming together, staying together in their schools when the water is murky and they don't see well. B. Number 18, D. Yeah, they don't talk about other animals at all. Okay? It's not. A, yes, B, yes, C, yes, D is not mentioned, so D is the right answer. Number 18, D. Number 19, okay, what are the main points here? Well, C. Number 6 is the key point. Number 6 is the thesis statement. Much is not known. Bingo, that's one of the main points. What else? Number 3, using various senses. This is paragraph 3. Cite, lateral line organs. This is how, the manner. And number 5, various ways. Purpose, why. And they talk about the various ways they move in schools. Number 6, number 3, number 5. You can write them in any order, of course. Number 20. Again, here now, we've got the 3 main points of support, or the thesis and the 2 main points. Okay, thesis, point. What are they main points? Purpose and manner. Why and how. Paragraph 2, paragraph 3. Just fill it in. What are the main points? Paragraph 2, purpose. Why? Number 1, color. Number 5, sheer numbers, large numbers, multitudes. And number 7, those lateral sense organs. 1, 5, and 7. Manner, paragraph 3. Number 2, the lateral sense organs enable. Okay, enable. And number 6, cite enables. Notice that if you're a little confused here, the wording can help you. Number 2 and number 6, enable. Number 1, 5, and 7, provide. That's a clue. That's a hint to the answer. Number 3 and number 4 are not. The site, I guess, provides protection, but it doesn't mention that. It doesn't say that because they can see, they're protected. Although it might be true, it's not mentioned. And coloration, of course, your color doesn't enable you to move. That's silly. Yeah. 1, 5, 7, 2, 6. How did we do? Again, you don't have to tell me, but you have to tell yourself. Do I understand better? Do I know how to read a TOEFL passage? Do I know what to look for? Where are the key points? How is it organized? What do the questions ask? Are you able to read the question and know right away, oh, this is asking for inference, or this is asking for a main idea, a main point? And most importantly, can you find the answers quicker? Do you know where to look for the answers? Our course was to teach you how to attack TOEFL and TOEFL questions. And my hope is that you're able to do that much, much better now. But not only when you read, also when you listen. Please turn to page 178. We're going to now do the listening post-test. Okay, I sent you the files today. Now, let me explain something. Please look at page 177. Okay, 177, here we have the directions. The file I sent you reads the directions and goes right into the next, the post-test. So you might as well listen. It's about 1 minute it takes to read the directions. You can go forward to the 1 minute mark in the listening file, file number 2, or you can listen again for practice. I would listen again just to refresh your memory of the directions, but it's up to you, okay? File number 2 reads the directions to you, then goes right into the first passage, Consultation, the Music Project. I want you to do that and then continue all the way through the second passage, Geography, the Great Lakes. We've had a lot of lakes this semester. Yeah, astronomy and lakes, 2 very common topics. So I want you to do the whole thing all the way through, and when you're done, come back and I will review the 2 passages and the questions and answers. Go ahead, everyone. Good luck. All right, here we are. Let's go to page 178. Look at the picture. Student, she's talking to her professor. She's in the professor's office, and it's about a music project. Hello, Sandy, come on in. Is there something you wanted to talk about with me? So the professor didn't ask the student to come. The student is there because she wanted to come. And what does she say? I'm not sure what you want me to do for the project. She's a little unclear, a little unsure. She doesn't understand well this project, this music project, which is the title of the passage. B, she is talking with the professor because she wants to clarify, to make clear, right? I'm not sure what you want. I don't understand. It's not clear. Please, can you make it clear? Can you clarify this project, this assignment? A project is an assignment, something you must do as a student. Number 2, he says, why don't you tell me what you heard about the project? In other words, what do you know? What do you remember? First, tell me what you know, then I can help with what you don't know. Okay, very good approach by the professor. A, he wants to find out what you already know, what she already knows. Number 3, here, just follow along. What does the professor say? What do you know? Okay, so what does she know about the project? What are the key points? 1, choose a composer. Yes. Okay. Does it have to be one from class? No, it doesn't. You can choose a composer we didn't talk about. Number 3, A. And number 4, A and C. Did you choose one? Yes. Was it one we studied? No. That's okay. So number 3, the first answer is A. Number 4, A and C. She chose one, not from class. And then what does he say? What is the next step? Follow the professor. What's the first thing? Choose a composer. Good. Now, what is next? Research the composer. Okay? C. Number 3, C. Studying the writing style. We're supposed to learn about the composer's style of writing. Yes, exactly. So choose a composer, learn about his writing style, study the writing style of the composer. And a little background about his life is okay. Blah, blah, blah. Then what does the professor say? Follow the professor. Now the final part. What is the final part? 1, 2, and what is the final part? That's the hard part. Well, it's the most interesting and challenging. We're supposed to write a short piece of music, a short song in that style. Okay? E, writing a piece of music in should be the style. That's a typo. The style of a composer. Number 3 is A, C, and E. Those are the 3 points. If you follow the talk and you know she's there because she doesn't understand the project, the professor says, you tell me, follow their talk. What's the first thing? What's the second thing? What's the third thing? Follow the professor, follow both of them. Those are your 3 main points. Those are the answers for number 3. Number 5 and 6, okay, number 6 is D, research and production. Study the composer, study his style, and produce, create, make a short piece of music, write a short piece of music. Production means create or write. D, research, study, produce, create, make, write music. Number 5 is very confusing. It's not really my favorite TOEFL question in the book, but here it's process of elimination. Okay? The right answer is C. C is not a great answer. It seems interesting but challenging. The professor says it's interesting and challenging. So it's not a great answer, but it is what? It is the best answer. A, no. B, no. D, no. If she was unconcerned, she wouldn't be there talking about it. You don't go to your professor's office and ask about something because you're unconcerned. A, B, and D are impossible. C is not very good, but it's the best answer. Okay? It's an example of choosing the best option, even though it's not a perfect option. Very good. Next, geography. The Great Lakes. Look at the picture. Lake Superior. We have 5 Great Lakes in North America. 4 of them are half in Canada, half in the US. Ocean. Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario are shared. Lake Michigan is only in the United States. It's all in American territory. Look at the map. Look at the picture. What's the biggest one? Lake Superior. But is it? In this talk, we learn otherwise. We learn that Lake Michigan and Lake Huron together are one lake. That's one big lake. It looks like 2. It has 2 names, but scientifically, it's one big lake. All right, number 7, A. That's the main point here. There are scientific reasons that support the idea that Lake Superior is not the biggest. If you look at the map, number 9, B, obviously Lake Superior looks biggest. We always said Lake Superior is biggest. It's still called the biggest freshwater lake in the world. But really, it's not. Huron and Michigan together are the biggest freshwater lake. Number 9 is B, number 7 is A. Look at number 12. What does she say at the beginning? We're going to see that traditional beliefs about the Great Lakes do not reflect scientific reality. Do not reflect scientific reality means are not scientifically accurate. Number 12, A. A common conception, common idea, common belief is Lake Superior is the biggest. But that is not necessarily scientifically accurate. Number 12A restates the exact main point, the gist of this talk. Where does the professor mention it? At the beginning. Always listen at the beginning. What is the main point? Here's the main point. Number 12A. So we have number 7A, number 9B, number 12A. Number 8. All right, now I'm going to ask a question that sounds like an easy question, but really isn't. This deceptively easy question is, which of the Great Lakes is the largest? 8D. It seems easy, but it's not. What you think is right is wrong. The answer that you think is Lake Superior, but that's actually not the right answer. D. What you believe is correct is not really correct. Number 10, what does she say? She says, not bad at all, Pat. I couldn't have done better. I, the teacher, the professor, I couldn't have answered that question any better. In other words, excellent. When a teacher says, I couldn't have answered better, the teacher is saying, great answer, exceptional. C, excellent, exceptional, excellent, outstanding. Number 10 is C. And number 11, well, the elevation is the same. That's a main point. A lake can't be like this. One lake can't have 2 elevations. That's not a lake. Okay? Of course, a lake is flat. Yes. The flow of water can go back and forth. Yes. They are each individually larger than Lake Superior. No. Individually, Lake Superior is bigger than Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. Individually, they are smaller than Lake Superior. So number 3, no. And number 4, they are each 3 to 5 miles wide. No, they're much bigger than that. What is 3 to 5 miles wide? That little strait, the Mackinac Strait that connects them at the top. It looks tiny on the map, but that's between 5 and 8 kilometers wide. That's as wide as a big lake in many places, right? So yes, yes, no, no. So what happens is it's one big lake. Okay, same elevation, not connected by a river. If you have a lake here and a lake here, you'll have a little river going down, connecting them. No, it's a strait. Okay, it's not a river, it's a strait. It's sort of a narrow passage between the two big bodies of water. Almost like a big balloon and you squeeze it in the middle. It's still one balloon. It's not two balloons. And the air balances, right? So what happens, like on one side of one of the lakes, there's a lot of rain or a lot of snow melts and it gets higher, instantly it will balance with the other one. It's like your bathtub. Though if you fill up a bathtub with water, it can't be one side higher than the other. If you pour water on one side, it will instantly balance. It has to. That's physics. Number 11, yes, yes, no, no. And there you have it. That's our listening post-test. And same thing. How did you do? Is your score better than the pre-test? The score is important, but even more important, do you know how to listen to an academic discussion? What to listen for? How to follow it? Okay, how to take good notes? Okay, while you listen, you can't write every word down. You have to train yourself to listen for the key points. If the professor is talking, follow the professor. He or she is guiding the talk. If the professor is giving a lecture, follow the lecture. It will be very organized. Main point, key point, key point, key point, just like a reading passage. What are the key points? Well, train yourself to listen for the main points of the talk, the questions, the answers, what the students are saying. Also train yourself to look at the picture and who are they, where are they, what are they talking about, what should I listen for, who are the main speakers here. Okay, all of these things will help you. Finally, listening for the questions, recognizing what the questions are asking, right? Knowing how to find the answer quickly. All of these are very, very important academic listening skills. And I hope that our course has helped you become a better academic listener and a better academic reader. This is my goal for you, and I hope you've reached it. And I hope that from our course, you now have a very good foundation to continue TOEFL study, to continue to improve your understanding and knowledge of the TOEFL. As I told you at the beginning of the semester, the reading and the listening are the foundation. If you go on to study speaking and writing, what the reading and listening that you've learned, the academic reading and listening, is what you use to build your reading, your speaking and writing skills. Great work, everyone. It's been a good semester. I'm sad that we couldn't meet in class. I much prefer teaching in class. 1,000 times better for me and for you. I'm hoping we can all be back in class next semester. Right now, we don't know what's going to happen. If you are in class, I hope to see you again in another class sometime, but I will see you next week here at the university in our classroom, the actual room. Please come a few minutes early, and good luck. Study hard. I hope you all do well on our test, and I hope you all do well on all of your tests. I look forward to seeing you finally one time face-to-face next week. Study hard, prepare well, send me an email this week. Let me know you finished the work. Ask me any questions, and I'll see you all next week here at the university. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for your hard work. Bye-bye.